Do you worry that all this quote unquote science has all been co-opted and politicized and weaponized to where nobody trusts anything anymore?
Yeah, well, that is the other problem.
And same with COVID.
Yeah, I think that is the problem. I mean, we've been told since the beginning of this in March that, the government has followed the science. Problem is the science has been all over the place. I mean, if you were following the science, you'd actually be dizzy now from all of the different places that you had to follow it to, because it changes every week.
So let's get your opinion.
Wear a mask, don't wear a mask.
Yeah. Where have we, your opinion, Mike Graham, the last 5 months, how do you rate Britain's response to this China virus?
Well, I'm not one of those that gives the government too hard of a time. Okay. There are those who would do that. I think lately it's been all over the place. I think they've sort of lost the plot in the last 3 to 4 weeks. But I would say that at the beginning, I don't think anyone really knew what to do. When Boris Johnson was shaking people's hands at Twickenham, he was doing that because he thought that was the right thing to do. He wasn't being blasé about it. And in the end, I remember somebody saying, everyone will probably get this disease at some point or other. Most people will get it and not have a problem. Some people will die.
I mean, Sir Patrick Vallance was talking herd immunity early on.
Yeah.
So, and I did a vlog saying I'm ready to get it. It's only a matter of time. We thought that in the beginning.
Absolutely.
It still might be true.
It still might be true. Yeah. And I mean, we might have all had it for all I know.
Exactly.
Because, we can test each other at certain points, but not all tests are good, apparently. Sometimes if you get tested, you might have been tested too late since before you had it. Lots of people have said to me they thought they had something like it before the end of last year. Yeah. Sort of November, December time, which then feeds you into the other argument is, well, could this already be the second wave then? Maybe this is the second wave. But it's very, very difficult to judge. I think the problem has been that people understood the first instruction, stay home, just don't go out. And lots of people did that. But you can't do that forever. And it's a lot easier to lock it down than it is to open it up. And now I think they're sort of floundering around. So I would start off by saying they handled it pretty well as anybody else could. But I mean, now, for example, I was asking the question in March, why are we not quarantining people coming here from Italy, from Tehran, and from China? Flights were still coming in every day, and nobody was checking them. And I was told by the scientists in those days, oh, well, there's no point really, because the disease is already here. So now they want to quarantine people. And I go, why are you quarantining them now? Oh, well, because we want to keep the spread low. Right. And these are the same people. Yeah. So you kind of go in, if you're sitting there and you're Boris Johnson, who is obviously slightly spooked by this because he nearly died, right? And I'm certainly not one of those who thinks that was all just a ruse, by the way, just before, in case you want to ask me that.
He's spooked for a lot of reasons, because it controls the economy, which controls his approval rating.
But there's clearly a fight going on inside Downing Street between Chris Whitty, the medical officer, and Boris. And Dominic Cummings is somewhere in the mix, who I'm also told is quite frightened of it as well, because he, I think, was quite ill. But they seem to be incapable. I've said this week that they're standing on a kind of crossroads now. They need to make a decision. They have to decide, if this is going to be here for a long time, let's find some kind of strategy to live with it, rather than just being frightened of it. So every time 2 people get infected on a train, you shut the train service down. I mean, you can't operate like that. It makes no sense.
Did they overdo the fear, do you think, in March and April?
Well, I think they overdid the fear because everyone was a bit frightened.
And that was the only way to get people to actually stay home.
I don't think they did it deliberately. I think they actually genuinely thought that this was the next big killer.
Yeah.
And I was never one of those who was frightened to go out, because I continued to go to work. But I was careful, and I really didn't know.
Yeah, we saw the Imperial College numbers, and they were massive.
Yeah.
2 million dead in America, 500,000 dead here.
Right.
And I remember having that moment, where I was like, Jesus, this could be like, are my children going to make it type thing.
And also, I don't think any of us thought in March that we'd still be here now. I think we all thought, it'll be about a month and then something will kind of change and we'll be back to normal. Because you couldn't possibly have envisaged this, that this would be where we are, that I'm not able to go and visit my mother in America because I'd need to quarantine, for 2 weeks. And also, I don't really want to give her COVID because she's 96 years old. I don't think she'd live through it. I haven't seen my daughter, who works in Dubai. She's currently in America, but she can't come through London because there's quarantine, and she can't quarantine here. So, it's bizarre. I don't think any of us could have seen this coming.